Hello everyone, my name is Bogey, or as some people know me, the Gordon Freeman Constipation guy. And today, I'm going to talk about how me and my team made our Half-Life 2 mod Disbelief. Sort of like a post-mortem, going over how it started, what went wrong, and how it all came together at the end. So, how did Disbelief even start? Originally, it began as a mapping collaboration between me and a friend. We wanted to make a brutalist sci-fi mod, something dark and kinda weird. But like a lot of collaborations, it kinda fell apart, which was kinda unfortunate. Luckily though, I got to keep the map I made, and I didn't want to just throw it away, so I decided to build something new from it. And after a bunch of reworks, and I mean a bunch, including one version that was supposed to be a Half-Life 2 beta mod, it eventually turned into a sequel to my previous mod, Disrepair. Over time, a lot of people helped out with the project, but there were three main developers: MPY, Etlic, and me. MPY worked on the early map scripting and some of its levels. Etlic handled all the music and sound design, which honestly gave the mod its atmosphere. And I took on most of the maps, materials, scripting, writing, models, and art. Basically, a little bit of everything. Mapping was definitely my main focus because, well, without any maps, there's no mod. I wanted the world to feel grounded and playable, but also unique. So I based a lot of the level design from Half-Life 1's geometry, which was a lot simpler, but also used some techniques from Half-Life 2's level design, which used a lot of lighting, detailed props, and Combine architecture. From a story perspective, I imagined Disbelief taking place in the early Combine occupation, where they were still figuring stuff out on Earth. Because of that, I made the Combine structures look a bit more primitive and experimental, like they were figuring out stuff. That small bit of world building actually shaped the mod and how it felt. When it came to visual inspiration, I took a lot from the manga Blame, or Blam, and the movie The Lighthouse. Blam, I think it's the Blam. Yeah, Blam. Blam has this amazing sense of scale. These endless cold mechanical megastructures make the humans feel like really small and insignificant. Well, The Lighthouse is one of my favorite movies, and there was a lot of psychological horror in the movie itself, so I decided to base that psychological element off it. These two ideas mixed perfectly to form the mood of Disbelief. Working on this project taught me a lot. One of the biggest things I learned as the lead developer is it's actually a good idea to take on a lot of the work yourself, not because you don't trust others, but because you can rely on yourself. When you're in a small team, consistency matters more than anything, and honestly, it's fun to jump into new areas and learn along the way. When it came to modeling, which became one of my favorite parts of the process, making detailed low poly models is actually pretty simple once you get the hang of it. The trick is the textures. You start with a low poly mesh, and then design a texture filled with a lot of high-tech detail, and then you project the textures onto the mesh. Suddenly, you get this very cool, retro, Half-Life 1-esque PS1 slop model, and it fits pretty well. At least in my mod, it depends on what you want to work on. In the end, Disbelief was a mix of experimentation and a lot of late nights. It started off as a failed collaboration and slowly grew into something I'm very proud of. And it's a very good mod that sounds on its own compared to Disrepair. I'm very proud of it, and I heavily encourage you to play it. Yeah.